All right, let's get down to our guest speaker. This young man, he hails from the beautiful city of Summersville, South Carolina. If you ever been there, that place is growing like, I mean, it's one of the fastest growing cities. Every time I go to South Carolina, there's a new development. Matter of fact, it was nothing but a lot of trees out there. And one time I went down, there's a little development, and now I go down there, it takes you 5 or 6 more exits to get off that place. That thing is growing. I mean, growing like anything. Bowling's down there. There's sort of Bobbles down there. I mean, you got major industries in South Carolina because of they got the ships right there. And I went downtown with Mr. Evans. He says, have you ever been downtown where they brought the slaves in when they came here to America? And I went down to the market, and man, I tell you, that spirit is still there. You can feel that spirit. And I start crying. I said, man, I felt that. It's such a spirit. But if you ever get a chance, South Carolina, I'll tell you guys, it's a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. He hails from Summersville, South Carolina, been in network marketing 30 plus years. He was in my previous company, did very well. He was an SVP in my previous company, got over here, got started, made a commitment. He's already popped a couple RDs. He's not that far from RVP. I know this is going to be a year of breakthrough, and I'm just so proud of him and happy to have him back. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome for the month of February, every Monday, the one and only, the greatest one in South Carolina, Regional Director, Mr. Curtis Evans.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Curtis Evans. I'm really happy to be with you today. Like Al said, we had a little, some news that most of us have to run through, every day in the hospital. You got a baby's born, 2 babies born, 3 babies born. Everybody's happy. And on the floor above or floor below, someone passed away and everybody's sad. So last month, my brother in Austin, Texas passed away. So we were dealing with that. I was born in 54 and he was born in 55. And we were little rascals when we were growing up because we were trying to figure out how to get to the other side of the earth. And then finally we stole 2 spoons out of my mama's kitchen and we started digging in the ground. We dug a hole in the ground. We figured we were going to get through to the other side of the world. And we thought it'd be some Chinese people over there or something. We kept saying we would dig to the Chinese people because all the little cartoons we used to watch, there used to be people digging holes and they go to the other side of the world, see some folks from the other side of the planet. And so Stanley, my brother, passed away. And I was just thinking, when we leave, we have all of us, have some insurance so that our families can be somewhat taken care of. We'd like to have some life insurance or something that's going to help keep everybody going. And the crazy thing about life insurance, it's a good thing to have now. I'm not knocking it because sometimes it's the one big check that you'll get in your life. So if you for instance, if I had a $5 million policy, let's say Al had a $5 million policy on me, for whatever reason, and something happened, then 30 days later, he would get delivered at his house, or at least after the death certificate comes through, $5 million. So you got that big one-time hit, and that's a gift you give to your family so that they can be able to take care of things. It's not going to pay for you, but that's things that they can keep things going while they're getting used to your loss and all that. So that's what life insurance is about. Now, we have something a little bit different. We have something called residual income. Now, I'm going to tell you about residual income. It's better than a life insurance because if you write one check for $5 million, I'll go out, write one check for $5 million, that money is gone. He has a big old cool house, another big old cool house, and he wrote a check for $5 million. And guess what happened? About a year later, they're going to want some tax money from him for that $5 million. And they're going to want insurance. It's I don't know if it's an asset or not. So one of the things that we leave for people when we leave, if we did this business right and consistently, that's the secret word for this year is consistency. If we did it right, then they will have an income tax, a check that comes every month, not a one-time thing, a check that comes every month. And how long will it keep coming? How long will it keep coming? As long as those people pay their bills. Now, how long are they going to pay their bills? How long are they going to pay a cell phone bill, or internet bill, or health insurance bill? Or how long are they going to pay for a light bill or a gas bill? Forever. We got products that they got to have. And depending on the size of the organization and what you built, that's going to be delivered to your family. So in spite of what I just went through, I want you all to think about that. What are you going to leave? Yes, it'll be nice to leave an insurance policy, but even better yet, if they got a check that showed up you don't have to worry about them keeping the customers. They'll have 60 points in there every month. Don't you worry about that. They'll make sure that's taken care of. So So that's just something that we all have to deal with from time to time. Some things in this world are come pleasant and other things aren't quite as pleasant. Now, this year we have a unique opportunity. We got a chance, they got the presidential election out of the way, it's gone. And now everybody can concentrate their efforts, no matter who you voted for, plus, minus, negative, whatever, it's over. And now you have to make your economy, not you have to worry about the US economy. You don't have to worry about the California economy, the South Carolina economy. You don't have to worry about the Charleston economy, the Sacramento economy. You don't have to worry about the Fresno economy. You got to worry about the Myers economy, the Casey's economy, the Foster's economy, the Ransom's economy, the Evans economy, the Thomas's economy. And so that's what we're looking at right now. What can we do to improve our personal economy? Now, the crazy part about multi-level marketing, MLM, and it's just kind of what we're in. We're in a great MLM company, although I never tell people that because I'm really proud of it myself. I'm proud, super proud of it, because I don't know how things get around. People do word of mouth all the time with a lot of people, but for some reason, they have a problem getting paid for it. Now, that's a strange thing. We're constantly doing word of mouth. Mrs. Jackie Black, she tells people about things that she used in her house. And they ask her, who, Miss Catherine, she uses this or that. And Mr. Dwight, he uses this or that. He waxes his car with this or that. Somebody used a tool they bought from here or there. And we tell other people about it, but we don't get paid. And it seems that people are okay with that. People seem to be okay with that. But in our business, you can get paid a lot of money for telling people about this business and the uniqueness of this business. This is a very unique business. I was with a company called Shackley's out of Pleasanton, California before. And I remember clearly that every month I had a quota. I had to have personally sold 100 PVs. That's point values, okay? Now, that meant that every month, if I needed vitamins or not, in order to get paid for whatever my organization did, I had to buy 100 points. And most companies are like that. Most companies have something called quotas. Don't forget that this company does not have a quota. That every month, now remember when I said we get 70, excuse me, 75 points, and our quota is up. We get all 5 levels, right? And we get a percentage of those points. It works out very, very well. But the next month, if you didn't sell or move a single customer, if you didn't share this business with one person, and you still had your 75 points, your income goes, you get that same check again. This is a unique company. They did not put quotas in it. This is unusual in multi-level marketing. In most multi-level marketing business, I want you to tell you this. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Most multi-level marketing companies that you get in, if you go to the person's house and say, where's your garage? And you walk straight into their house or walk into their garage, and you'll real quickly find out what business they're in. They're going to have a ton of products in there. They got to get so many every month in order to create a check. Our company does not require that, okay? And if it does require anything, it's just for us to pay our bills like we always have at a reduced rate. If it does require anything, just pay your light bill, just pay your phone bill, just pay and work through our company, which works through other companies. So we have a unique company. So in order for you to get started with this business, first of all, you need to recognize how unique this company is. If you don't recognize how unique it is, then why would you tell anybody about it? Why would you mention anything to anybody about ACN if you thought it was just something, So the uniqueness of it is when a person gets started, they will be paying their regular bills like they always have, and they will have no quotas, okay? The uniqueness is they don't have to sell the products to some other people because the other people already have the products, okay? So like Al constantly tells us all the time, we're not selling, we're sharing. We're sharing something with them. And in most cases, we're going to be able to beat whatever they have. For instance, if my cell phone bill comes in at $5.13 a month, that's because I have 5 customers in the network, and those 5 customers pay their bills. This month, my phone bill will be $5. $5 is simply the sales tax, okay? So if I paid $100 a month for my cell phone bill before Mr. Thomas saw me, $100 a month, I paid $1,200 a year for my cell phone bill. Now, after I got involved and got going with ACN, I paid $5 a month. $5 times 12 is $60. So I'm saving $900 a year on cell phone. But what can I save on other services and products that we have? So this company just makes sense. And on top of that, every month they got a new promotion. I should have queued up the promotion for the month. I just did not. But we have a new promotion. And so that's something that we need to just really understand, that every month they're sweetening the pot, So I'm really happy about the promotion. Now, I have a little card here. I'm gonna show it to everybody. I'm just starting to use this. So I hope you can see this card. Okay, no, you can't. I don't think you can. It's a QR card. And we're just starting to use that about a month ago. No, 2 weeks ago. I can't hardly keep it still in the middle of the camera. I'm gonna read off what it says, okay, to you. I'm gonna read it off to you. It says this: I will not work 8 hours a day for 40 years like my parents, but I will grind for 5 years on my own business to get my life back. How? How? That's what I will do. And it's just something that will grab somebody's attention, because sometimes we don't have enough time to talk to them. I don't know what's going on with people anyway. They don't want to talk. I don't know. They want to answer the phone. I don't know what's going on with this social media is good, but then it ain't so good. If you're my age, just some parts of it ain't so good. And then they will scan this QR code, and it'll take them to a movie. They'll take them to a movie and they can watch a movie. Now, I've got 2,000 of those cards made. Now, it's not unlike us. We had a young lady on last week. I can't remember who she was, but she, on the back of her car seat, it looked like she did a Lyft or Uber or something. I'm not sure. But on the back, she had something like this blown up. She had it blown up, and people could look at the QR code, and then they could read. Some of them are watching it in the car. Some of them, they'll watch it, and then they'll see if they're interested in that. Because our job every month is to put a lot of eyes on the business, And it's not up to us to talk them into anything, although we sometimes give them a little bump. But for the most part, they got to say, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. If Miss Latosha Walker got a big raise that day, a new company car, a debit card, and she was able to fly out to New York and back once a month on her new job that she got. If I came to show her a business day, she may not be interested, okay? Because she's having a really good day, a really good month, okay? But at the same time, Mr. Bob Myers, it's not going, it's not working. This job is not working. This thing is not working. I've been working for 20 years. It's not working. And I showed it to Mr. Myers. He's interested. So don't take this thing personal. I mean, I want you to be careful, because you need to have fun with it. As long as you're having fun with it, you're going to do fine. But if you're taking it personal, it's going to hurt you. I mean, any normal person could not take a beat down. You're not set and made to take a beat down. Now, in multi-level marketing, once you've gone to training, like you go to the training in Dallas with the corporate people around the top money earners in our company, around the co-founders, you come out of there and you're pretty much bulletproof. That's why we say you almost can't build a business unless you get to these conventions. You got to get to the conventions so you can stay bulletproof. You're fortunate that Mr. Thomas has this platform here, so he has a way to keep you bulletproof, okay? But it's nothing like being in a convention or hearing him on stage or having him come up and shake your hand. So you got to get around the heat, the fire. Don't unplug and expect the heater to stay warm. You got to stay plugged in. So with that said, I want to make sure that you understand that is a crucial part of this. And so you're bulletproof. Miss Natasha Ismail is bulletproof because she's been to conventions, okay? So you want to do it. Now, if you're not, even if you're at the conventions, you're so excited, you can't hardly stand yourself. You're so excited at the conventions, can't wait to go. You call people, they make announcements, you on the phone calling people back home, and you normally wouldn't do that. But you're calling, I don't know what I told you, but I need to see you when you get back. The excitement in your voice, people say, okay, what is it? You say, I'll talk to you when I get back. I'm in Dallas right now. I'll talk to you when I get back. We got to talk. And that excitement that they hear in their voice, that emotion that I learned from Tony Robbins this weekend, that emotions, they hear the emotions. You can't fake that. And when you get back, they want to sit down and see what you're talking about. So don't be afraid to show your emotions. Now, after you've done that, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Douglas, after you showed your emotions, I was out in Chico, right? Because Chico's not too far from you, is it? No, I was out, but I want to say, once you show them the business, as excited as you are, and they throw cold water on you, If they throw cold water on you, then that's probably because it was a bad month for them. It was a good month for them, or this ain't for them. This is not for them. Whatever. But Mr. Wolf got to make sure that he doesn't let that slow him down. You know, so you gotta. It's a trick to this. I'm gonna show you the trick. The trick is, and I don't know how they say water. Don't let the water roll off your back like a duck does. I can remember that saying. You really got to be able to show a lot of people. Now, this is a key word here. A lot of people, the business, because if you show one or two here and there, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And Mr. Thomas drilled it in our heads. You need to be on 3 or 5 a day minimally. But you cannot talk to one person a week or one person a month and expect to do. It's just the numbers aren't on your side. I'll give you an example. We got a bulletin board. They don't use it anymore because Google's up. But imagine a big bulletin board. You say on it, you know, the ABC Auto Toyota deal around the corner. And every day before they put that bulletin board up, they knew that 60,000 cars were going to pass that bulletin board this day. They know that. They put a little rope across the road and counted how many cars are going to pass that place. If 10,000 cars pass it, no bulletin board is going up there. 5,000 pass it. But if 60,000, 20,000 pass it, or whatever, they're going to put the bulletin board up. Okay? If one car passes a day, you know they're not going to spend that much money on a bulletin board. So what you got to ask yourself is, how many people am I and my organization affecting every day? Now, in order to affect a lot of people, you're going to have to be bulletproof. Because how many people pass that bulletin board every day? That's 60,000 people pass that bulletin board. How many people turned in and bought a Toyota? How many people turned into the food store? A lot of people did not turn in. You don't shut the place down because you put the bulletin board up and the first 3 cars went by and nobody turned in. So you just take the bulletin board down and close the car dealership up. No, you got to be bulletproof. And so what I really want you to do is stay close to the fire, get to the conventions so that you can be bulletproof. When you come back, you got a lot of don't care in you. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to build this business, what? You were bulletproof. People kept telling you weren't no good, you got better. Taylor Swift, they were telling her no, 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 no for years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden it kicked. She last week 2 weeks ago was the top income earner in the world as far as people coming to see her concerts. And then last week Coldplay passed her up. Okay, they passed her up last week. So because her tour's over. But remember, they had a lot of no's as well. They couldn't find a drummer. And a guy came up and he played a guitar and they said, "Can you play a drum?" He said, "No." He's about to try. He's their drummer today. So you gotta go through those crazy times. I want you to embrace this year as the year that you made your turnaround. Embrace it. I was tough. Mr. Ransom. I was very, very tough, Daryl. And I got to 2025. I talked to a bunch of people. My team talked to a bunch of people, and we made it promote. We got to the RD position, and we're set to go to the RVP position. And it all happened because one year I just did not care. I had a lot of ice water in my veins. Ice water. Now, if you guys went out prospecting with Mr. Thomas, you will see he has ice water in his veins. He could care less what they say. Ice water. I mean, I want you to have ice water in your veins when you're prospecting, because these people come up with these crazy looks and saying this and that, the other thing, don't know what they're saying. We're trying to get them off corporate welfare. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them off the corporate plantation. They're on a plantation. And they don't know it. Okay? The plantation is air conditioned in many cases, but they think that's okay. It's okay. They're doing what they do. And all we're doing is trying to help them. So come up with a way to do that. Now, I spent some time with Al Randolph at one of the conventions, walking across the street or something. We got a chance to talk. Yes, sir. We had a good time, didn't we? And I do remember, and it's kind of fortunate because he and I walked across the street, and I do remember we were talking about what we were doing to pique people, to get people to take a look at the business. That's what we're trying to do. And we talked about a lot of things. And he's been in business a while. He knows what he's doing. I had to go back to the room. I ran back to the room to get something I forgot later on. And then when I came out the elevator, guess who was at the bottom of the elevator? The 4 co-founders and a couple other people, Raskins and a couple other people, and they were walking to the convention. Now, Mr. Provenzano knows me, and he knows me because Mr. Thomas introduced us, but that's the only reason he knows me. But he said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "I said fine." He said, "You want to walk over there with me, with us?" I said, well, "He had 4 or 5 bodyguards." I figured, yeah, I might go with the bodyguards, you know. So they had 4 or 5 bodyguards walking them across the street, and they were going to the back of the stage. And I walked over and I said, "Man, it feels pretty good being with these bodyguards. I kind of like this here. This is a good life. This is different. I never been around that." Okay. When I was walking with Al Randolph, no bodyguards, no bodyguards. I said, "This Randolph guy, who is he? Who is he?" So, so well, I guess what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying, when you get to the convention, you're going to be having a lot of fun. You're going to be spending time laughing with people, learning from people. I want everybody to put some money, I said some money and some time into getting to the convention in Dallas. Now, it's not going to be easy money-wise, but it's not going to be hard. I want you to imagine that something really great happened, you had to go to Dallas. Something really bad happened, and you had to go to Dallas. Okay, if you got to go, you're going to start getting a ticket right now. You're going to get a plane ticket right now. And actually, the ticket to get into the event, I would make that last. Get your hotel room signed up. All of you are grown people. Get your room, call down there and get a room. You know, you got a debit card, a good one, bad one, I don't care. Get a debit card and get a room assigned to you, okay, for a couple of days, okay? And then work on the plane ticket. The way you do that is go to Google. They'll email you, they'll text you, they'll do all kinds of things to let you know when the plane ticket comes up, the price group you're looking for. But apply for that. That costs no money. And just keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you may see a plane ticket down there and round trip for $99. You got to keep looking. Okay. So make that a big deal. I want you to go down to Dallas, and I want you to do me a favor and walk across the street with Mr. Randolph, and then come back later on and walk across the street with the co-founders, and you'll say, Al who? He's, you know, I'm just teasing Mr. Randolph, but we're tight. The reason I say that, you have so much fun and you'll learn so much, and you'll come back bulletproof. You hear me? You'll come back bulletproof. That's the point. Because if you don't get that armor on you, or learn how to do karate, or learn how to duck, if you don't learn how to do all that stuff, you'll think that this is a great business. It just didn't work for me. No, you didn't work for it. I want you to understand you got to go to the convention. So my whole point here today is that I had a couple of videos on the show, but I think we will do that next week. I think we'll show those next week. I just want to make sure that today that you understand how important it is to get there, and you have enough time. You got all of February, short month, and a couple of weeks into, let's say 6 weeks out. So you can't be messing around with this a week before the convention and say, "Oh, I don't know if I can go." You don't know if you can go. They told you had to go to this convention in November. You can go. You know, you're grown. You're out your mama house. Go to the convention. Okay. You take I tell you what, tell your mama, I do like Kevin Hart said, my mama told me to tell you, you know, to go to the convention. Okay. So try to get that done. Your life will change. The company's going through a lot right now. They're improving. I got videos and all kinds of things they give us because they know the internet's going to be a big deal. Al's created a whole new station on the internet with Jabri. Those two are working real closely to help us to expand our business through this thing called the internet. Now, he's an old man. I'm an old man. Jabri's an old man. We try to learn this thing. So they're going to have other tools for us down there at the convention, and we're going to figure out how to do this. Remember, how do you get wealthy? You just got to figure it out. Figure it out. So we're going to do all that together, okay? So that's all I have for today, Mr. Thomas. I'm going to turn that floor back over to you, sir.